Harleys. As the diver explores the wreck of the Walker Bulldog, we see how nature reclaims these sunken giants.
Beneath the waves, the ocean thrives. Please remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to stay updated.
Here we see the massive orange grouper navigating the incredibly diverse ecosystem of the coral reef.
The ghost netting has completely engulfed the turret. I'm seeing a lot of marine life trapped.
Look at the size of these coral formations. The fish are everywhere.
The entry point is completely blown out. I'm seeing severe corrosion on the interior plating. The hull connection point appears stable, but the chain itself is severely degraded.
The structural integrity of the hull is severely compromised. Look at the extent of the rust around this breach.
I've got the hook secured, ready for tension on the line. The shackle is connected, securing the pin now. It's solid. It's secure. The chain is connected to the hull. The corrosion is significant here. Let me check the pin. It seems stable enough for now. The shackle is secured. Confirmed connection is tight. Moving on.
We are holding steady at 20 feet. Prepare for deployment.
Copy that. Deploying now.
Control, we have visual confirmation of the target. Hoisting sequence engaged.
Roger that. Keep it steady. We are showing green across the board.
Target package is secure but heavy. ETA 5 minutes. Over. Maintain course correction, 09er. Watch the starboard line tension.
Sierra 20, this is ground control. Report status of the load.
Control, the load is secure, but we are experiencing heavy sway.
Keep her steady, the hydraulics are whining again.
I see it. Patching it now. We have visual on the coastline.
Base, this is Sierra 29er. The package is secure, proceeding to destination. Roger that. Ground control. Heavy lift is stable. ETA 5 minutes.
Clear the area below the crane. We're lifting the main housing. Watch your step over there.
The corrosion here is extensive. We'll need to strip this entire section down to the base metal before we can even think about patching the scar.
That went straight through. Looks like it took out the entire firing mechanism and the auxiliary power unit.
Simply.
Look closely at this section of the blueprint. If the thruster fails here, we lose stabilization.
I see it. The 3D model highlights the exact...
Keep the pressure steady on that seam. We need this section clear by noon.
Hitting the lower plate now. Need to make sure all the rust is gone before the inspection.
All right, that's much better. We're almost through this section.
Okay, turn it slowly. Right here? Yeah, hit that spot right there.
You see how this pressure washer just eats through the caked on grease and rust? It's the only way to get these sprockets truly clean.
This foaming agent is specifically designed to tackle heavy grease on armored vehicles. As you can see,
We need to focus on this section of the hull next. It still shows signs of wear and tear, and make sure it's properly sealed before we move it.
Okay, easy now. This track alone weighs a ton.
I've got it. Just guide me where it needs to go.
Almost there. Yes. Yes.
This is taking longer than we thought. The rust is thick down here. We might need a bigger crew. This stuff is really caked on. It's gonna take weeks to get this floor clear.
As you can see, the engine is completely coated in this thick black sludge. This level of neglect is frankly astonishing for a vehicle of this caliber.
All right, check that one. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. Good job.
All right, just gotta work it back and forth. There we go, that rust finally cracked. Now we can get this hose off.
This hardened carbon buildup can be tricky. You have to hit it just right, or you risk damaging the block itself.
Use that mount point right there. Make sure it's secure.
All right, it's locked in.
Okay, double check the tension. Watch your spacing on the right side. Clear on this side, take it up.
All right, push on 3. 1, 2, 3. Got it.
It moved.
This one is really seized up. Hold on, there we go, it's finally moving.
The armor plating on these old tanks is incredibly stubborn. We have to strip every layer of rust before we can even think about repainting.
After the high-pressure wash, the BG-11 tank undergoes a final inspection by the team lead before moving to the next stage.
We're blasting the rear section now. As you can see, this armor plating is heavily corroded, so we're taking our time.
We start with the sandblasting to strip away the rust, then move on to drilling out the seized bolts. This high-pressure abrasive stream is the only way to effectively strip decades of rust and prepare the hull for its new coat of paint.
The BG-13 restoration project is perhaps the most challenging we've faced. Decades of rust have fused solid with the armor plating.
Keep the heat steady right there. We need this seam clean.
The intense heat of the arc flash reaches temperatures exceeding 10,000 degrees, fusing the new armor plate to the hull of the BG-13.
Smoothing the seams of the BG-13 is a meticulous process, essential for the structural integrity of the heavy armor.
Maintaining a consistent travel speed is crucial here to ensure the integrity of the weld bead on this thick armor plating.
First we lay down the bead with the MIG welder. Then we switch over to the plasma cutter for the detailed cuts.
The plasma cutter makes quick work of the rough steel before the angle grinder smooths the edges, sending sparks flying. The restoration of this tank begins with the heaviest lifting, ensuring every seal is perfect before moving to the cleaning bay.
All right, that's spotless. Stand back, this one's seized. Keep going, mate. I'm trying, this one is really stuck.
The road wheels alone weigh nearly a ton. It takes specialized tools and serious muscle to keep these beasts rolling.
I'm just marking the cut line here with the scribe. Then we fire up the plasma cutter, which gets incredibly hot, as you can see.
Once the rough edge is ground down, we switch to the tape.
We need a precise measurement on this curve before we can move it to the next station.
We apply the heavy-duty grease thickly like this to reduce friction. After that, we smooth the rough spots with the power grinder.
Ready? Send it.
Torque looks good on this one. Move to the next.
Torque on this manifold bolt needs to be precise. 150 foot-pounds, exactly as specified in the manual.
Securing the main housing requires significant torque before the high-pressure cleaning sequence can begin.
Give it a little more. Make sure that clamp is fully seated.
Okay, that's tight. Yeah.
Looks good from here. Let's check the next one. I think the blockage is right here at the manifold.
All right, use the big wrench, but be careful of the pressure.
Ready? Lift on 3. 1, 2, 3.
All right, easy now. Watch your fingers. Got it.
The aluminum housing must be aligned precisely over the circuitry before the spring-loaded latch is engaged.
The contamination is severe. These shavings are clearly visible even at this magnification. We need to assess the full extent of the damage.
That connection is secure now. If we look at the diagnostics here, the voltage levels are stable across the main circuits. All right, switch is up, confirming power flow, and we are online. Rotation looks good from here. How are the pressure levels on your side?
Stable. Locking sequence initiated.
It stopped exactly where it should. The sensor alignment is perfect.
Okay, I'll start torquing the bolts now.
This suit represents the next generation of armored defense, designed to withstand the harshest environments.
We just finished torquing the main bolts on the breech. This adjustment here is critical for the recoil mechanism to absorb the shock properly. All right, that's the main seal secured. Now we torque these down in sequence to ensure a watertight fit.
All right, easy on that seam right there. We need a clean weld. All right, this old girl takes about 10 gallons of the heavy stuff. You gotta pour it slow or it backs right up. Pour it too fast and it'll back right up on you. Gotta be steady with these old girls.
Signature. The olive drab coat is applied meticulously, ensuring complete coverage of the turret's heavy armor plating.
The application of the Car C paint is critical for survivability. It has to be perfectly even to avoid detection.
And that's the last one for this wheel. Making sure she's secure before the field test.
The hydraulics on the turret are still sticky.
We need to check the pressure valve.
What about the fuel injection system back here?
You want to keep the coats even, overlapping slightly as you move across the surface.
This weld looks solid right here.
Yeah, the finish is good. Let's check the next segment.
Took us long enough, but she's finally done.
Best paint job we've ever done on one of these. Look at that shine. Okay, pressurized. Engaging traverse motor now. Clear the area. You're secure back there?
Confirmed. Pressure holding steady.
All right, let's head for the doors.
All right, diver, the target zone's clear. Radio check when you're in the water.
Roger that, mechanic. See you in an hour.
The new UTV handles the rugged terrain with ease, even at high speeds.
The sheer scale of the vehicle is apparent as the crew chief begins his inspection. Once inside, he will run full diagnostics on the fire control system.
The tank must be able to handle extreme conditions, as shown by the massive dust clouds during this high-speed maneuver. Designed for extreme conditions, the suspension articulates smoothly even over the harshest obstacles on the BG-15 course.
Welcome to the proving grounds. Today, we test the limits of amphibious readiness against heavy armor.
Look at this efficiency curve. We've optimized the oxygen use by nearly 20%.
That explains the extended bottom time we saw yesterday.
Looks like the suspension is holding up better than the last trial.
Yes. The adjustments we made to the track tension are clearly working.
You wanted fast deployment. Well, this is how we do it in the desert.
We're approaching the target zone. Keep the speed steady and watch for any irregularities in the terrain.
He's really moving now.
Yeah, wonder where they're headed in such a hurry.
We can't deploy the ROV until the weather clears up anyway, so we might as well finalize the maintenance schedule now.
Agreed. I'll prep the hydraulics kit this afternoon.
I think I got a good series on the main gun.
You should focus on the treads here. They show the most wear.
From this altitude, the scale of the BG-11 depot becomes clear. These hundreds of tanks represent a formidable reserve, maintained in constant readiness. This massive depot, one of the largest in the region, holds thousands of armored vehicles ready for deployment at a moment's notice.
Gunner, elevate to 40 degrees.
Hold steady. Hold steady. Driver, hold position. Gunner, scan sector Charlie. I see movement near the ridgeline.
Bravo Golf 1-2, proceeding at maximum velocity. Dust screen deployed. Stand by for the shot. Fire. Good impact. Splash out.
As you can see, the power to weight ratio on this new propulsion system is unmatched. It provides the necessary torque while reducing our logistical footprint.
We are looking at the heart of the engine right here. The oil residue on these blades shows just how much stress this part undergoes during operation.
Maintain speed! Full power through the trench! Keep those treads moving!
Make sure you get deep into this groove right there.
Yeah, I got it. This stuff is thick.
We need more torque on this side. I'm giving it everything. Hold steady.
Okay, easy now. Take it down another few inches. Watch the alignment on the port side.
Cable 7 connected. Moving to the coolant line. Pressure holding steady at 200 bars.
You have to keep the gun perfectly straight and maintain that wet edge, especially with this two-part epoxy.
Okay, flipping the auxiliary power now. Stand by for engine ignition.
Look at the detail on the tracks. They did an amazing job restoring this one.
It's incredible. Absolutely worth the wait.